I said, I am in charge of the clipboard today.
Doesn't matter which one I use. Alright, so if you square a number, what does that mean? If you square a number?
Ooh.
Yes.
Multiply by 2.
No.
I mean,
Try again.
multiply
By what?
by that number.
By itself?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you do that, what do you get? How did you do it? Let's follow someone else. Yes.
6 plus 3 is 36.
Okay. And I'll carry this up here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
6 plus 0 is 0, but you add the 3, that's 3.
Okay.
And I think you put a 0 under 6.
Yes, ma'am.
And you do 0 times 6 and it's 0. 0 times 0 is 0. So you add that up and it's 3.6. Well, no, 0.36.
Yes. Why would it be 0.36?
Because you had to move the decimal.
Yep. Whenever you multiply decimals, you add the 2 back here, and so it's 0.36. Are you guys good if I erase this?
Wait,
please don't. Okay.
Tony, come on. Lincoln, if you need to move up, man, go ahead and do that.
I'll try to write bigger over here. Thank you guys. You're good. All right. Thank you for waiting. This goes here.
You have to erase it.
Right.
All right. So if we do the same thing for this. What would x be?
Times
4.24 over 25.
Yep.
So x be 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Make sure you don't have a 7.
All right, and we're going to change these ones to percentages for number 3. So 78 over 100 is what? 78.
Yeah.
And 3/4?
75%.
75%, how did you get there?
Because like it'll be like out of 100, kind of like quarters. You have 3 quarters, it'll be 75.
Yes. So that would be 75%?
That would be 75%.
Yep, because it's 3/4 again, because you're missing 1/4.
And then 50% is just 50%.
All right, so circle the greatest number and cross out the least number. Which one is the greatest?
78.
78? All right. And 50. All right, so multiples of 7. What does it mean to be a multiple of 7? Someone decides yes. Yes. So if you multiply by 7, what you would get would be your multiple. So 7 times 2, 14 is your multiple. No. All right, so is 21 a multiple of 7? You multiply something to get
Number 7.
no, we're number 4.
No, like
Oh, yes.
We didn't do 6.
Yes, we did. 3 times 7, yeah. So is this a multiple?
Yeah.
All right.
14's don't be rude.
All right, what do you get to?
2.
Alright. Is 1?
No.
No. Alright. Is 17?
No.
What about 35?
Yes. 5.
5? Alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just passed back your papers from page 237. You can correct them for full credit. Some of you just missed your negatives or your positives, okay? Just double check that. That's all maybe it was, okay?
You guys good? Can I move on?
Yes.
You wanna say this one?
Okay, I'm ready.
Janas.
You could just circle around it and then press it.
She can just use the other button.
Thank you. Alright, so what does it mean if something is congruent?
The thing is congruent,
Do you think it's gonna be close to the same thing, different, or the same?
different to the same thing.
Let's try again. Yeah, the same thing? Yep, it's gonna be pretty much the exact same thing. Alright, so what one is the exact same as this one? Yep. B, alright, why is A not the same thing? It's, yeah,
It's smaller, so it'll have different lengths.
yep, it's smaller. What about C? One of you guys in the back. Yes.
It's wide.
It's wide, yep. And what about D? Yeah,
It's skinnier.
yep, it's skinnier or narrow? Alright, so what does perimeter mean? You in a black shirt, do you know what a perimeter means? If you have a fence and you're going around the outside,
You're talking about this one.
that one.
Snacks. You know what perimeter means? Okay. I'm just gonna pass.
Okay.
The perimeter is where how far and how wide is your shape?
So it's like how much the outside is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we are going around the outside, we are missing a piece. This is 10, this is 8. Do you add or do you multiply?
Multiply.
No, that's for area.
You
For
add.
perimeter, add, yes. So,
10 plus 8 equals 18.
but you gotta account for these sides.
Oh.
But we are missing a piece. Although we're missing a piece, how tall is it still on this side?
I think about 5
10,
feet.
it's still 10.
About 5 feet? What does this say right here?
10.
Oh, 10. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So the other side is gonna be what?
That little piece where it's cut
10.
off the inside of there, that would be like 5 because two
It's
halves.
gonna be close to 5, but we don't need to know that because it's still about the same on this side. It is the exact same. So this is 10, and this is still the same over here. We just moved it in. So what is this gonna be on top?
8.
You guys agree that's gonna be still 8?
Yes.
Alright, so if we're adding 10 plus 10,
18. Oh,
10
10
plus
plus 10 is 20.
20,
8 plus 8 is 16.
16. Alright, so what?
And
Lay hand, raise your
36.
36. 36 what?
Centimeters.
Centimeters. Alright, so for area, if it was a rectangle, it would be 10 and 8. You would get 80. But, you see how we're missing a piece? It's instead in the shape of an L. So do you think it's going to be, if we're missing a piece, do you think it's going to be more than 80 or less than 80?
Less.
Anybody else?
I think it's gonna be the same.
The same? Why do you think it's going to be the same?
Because if we do like we did up there, then it'll be the same as that.
But you see how it's missing a piece?
Yeah. Less.
Less than, alright, yeah, because we're taking away a little bit of part of it. So let's think about it, if it's a piece of pie, and you take a little bit away, you're not gonna have the exact same amount. So, less than. So, am I good to erase? You want?
Yes.
No, no.
No?
What does that mean after, oh, there's two S's.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like
It's just got a little crazy.
a,
Okay. You good?
wait.
Like, and
Katie,
you need
yes,
to
you're
follow along, ma'am, okay? She's not gonna wait every time for you.
I know this.
Alright, so get yourself together.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Alright. So what would complete this? If we write it out like this. Crazy. Six times what would get us something that ends with 3? 6 times 3 gives us what? 8. Yep. What else? Ends with an 8.
We can do 48. No, it'll be,
Between 1 and 10. Or 1 and 12, I mean.
8,
8? Which would be?
48.
Alright, which one do you guys want to plug in first? 3 or 8? Which one do you guys want to do?
3.
3? Alright, so we plug in 3. What's 6 times 3? 18. 12, 13. Alright. 31. Looks like it's right. 423. But say if we chose 8 first, you would have to do the exact same, but you would find it wouldn't work. Alright. So if y equals x plus 5 and x equals 3, then y equals what? How would you write this? Someone else. What do you think it's going to be? Are you raising your hand or no? No? What about you guys over here? What do you think it would be? Do we know what y equals yet? So we would just write y equals, what do we think, what is x? Tells us what x is. 3 plus 5. So y equals, what's 3 plus 5?
8.
8. So y equals 8.
That was easy.
That was real easy, yep. This one's a little bit harder. So if y equals x plus 5 and y equals 11, then x equals what? Do we know what y equals? 11. Do we know what x equals?
No,
No.
not yet.
Plus 5. Alright.
So 5 plus what?
Yep, so you would, what would you do?
5.
To get x by itself, what would you do?
She doesn't want the answer, she doesn't know how to do it.
Yep.
I
know. Yep, but how would you get there? Well, 11 minus 5. But yeah, you would subtract 5 from each side. So 11 minus 5 equals x. What does x equal?
6.
6. Here we go. Alright. Let me know when you're good to erase.
Good.
Yes.
And make sure you put what date, which one it is. And that number 7 is what we're doing today. Make sure you do, so then minimum number 8 can go where? On that, So right now you're only 50% on that because you don't have minimum 5 or 6.
I get to erase now?
Yeah.
Alright. No? Alright, I'll wait just a couple more seconds. What page should it start on?
263, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and put this in a golden place. And then get out your books to page 263. The arrow button.
Yeah.
Okay. So there, push the X. There you go. Now push it. There you go.
In the baseball paper?
263. Where's your book at? Okay, give me your hat. You're going to see your book and you're going to go check her out. Go. Go. Quickly, you have 30 seconds. Remember, you didn't mention because you didn't bring two materials today. Eric, book. Where's it at? Eric, where's your book at? Home, in your locker. Huh? It's in your locker? Okay, get your pass out. Alicia, go back up there with your book. Okay? So you can see.
Alright, you guys good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so a repeating decimal is a decimal that just keeps going on and on forever, and we represent that by bar notation. So with this one, 0.333 repeating 3, we put a bar over the 3. And for the 0.1212, it keeps
Lakin.
repeating the 1 and the 2.
Lakin.
So we put a bar over both the
Lakin.
1 and the 2. And then for the 11.385, the 8 and 5 keep repeating. So we only put a bar over the 8 and 5, not the 3.
So basically the last number keep repeating.
Yep. So we put a bar over the last numbers that are repeating. The terminating decimal means that it just stops. So, like with the 0.25, there's nothing that follows it, so you just leave it as 0.25. Alright, in your books, match A, B, and C with 1, 2, and 3. Just draw a line to them. Alright, so what did you match number 1 with? Yes.
Match number 1 was B.
Alright. So 1 with B. Why 1 with B?
Because they both have a 1, a 6, and a 0, but they lowered it down. They took out the 2, 1, and they
Because
replaced
the 1
one.
is repeating.
They only keep it 1. They only kept 1.
1 of the ones, because
Yeah.
the rest of them are repeating, so they put a
Yes.
bar over the 1.
Yeah.
Right. What about for number 2 right here? Yeah.
So I matched 2, so A,
A. Alright. Why did you do that?
because the bar line is over only just the 1, so we keep repeating just the 1.
Yeah. So C goes with 3, because it keeps repeating the 6th one over and over and over again.
Does that make a multiplication sign in the,
We're drawing lines.
We're not multiplying right now.
Well,
We're
doing
not,
a drawing lines.
yeah. It's just like a matching thing. to write this number to the nearest thousandth, how would we do that? Yes.
They kept repeating, so we typed them 3 out. And
Remember you're rounding.
we're rounding.
Yep. Round to the nearest thousand for this one. Which place would be the thousandth? Yeah.
The second one.
Second one?
No, third.
Third one. All right. So, does this one make this number go up or down? Or stay the same? Stay the same? Exactly. So, if we're gonna write it to the nearest thousandth, how would we write it?
With the lines come on.
No, we're not doing bar notation. We're gonna make it so that it ends. Yeah. We don't need a zero afterwards.
You don't need no bar over it?
Nope, because that's with bar notation. We're just gonna make this one a terminating decimal, where it just ends. Good?
Yes. That person here. Hey, Miss Sophie, should we help?
Up or down?
You have to in the gray.
Oh, the gray part,
Yeah,
okay.
if you're in the gray, then it'll go. There you go.
All right. So we are going to be writing fractions as decimals. So they had here 7/10, and then you would write 7/10 as 7/10, and then they put the 7 in the 10th spot of the decimal. So how would you write 1900ths? Yeah.
19 over 100.
Yeah. And how would we write that as a decimal?
0.19.
0.19, yep. All right, so what about 105 thousandths? Yeah.
105 over 1,000.
Yes, ma'am. How would we write this as a decimal?
It'll be 0 or decimal point 105.
Yeah. Because this is your tenths,
Hundreds, thousands.
hundredths. Oops. And then your thousandths. Right here.
Yo.
You good? Yeah.
Why aren't you at the decimal? Why aren't you putting, like, why are you only putting 1 0 instead of adding it like you're doing in the fractions?
For this?
Yeah. Why are you only adding zeros to the fraction instead of the decimal?
Because whenever you have it as a decimal, this is your tenths spot. So right here, you would have for the 19th, your 1 would go in the tenths, and then your 100 spot, you would have the 9, because that makes it out of 100. Does that make sense? Okay. So same thing goes for 105. 10, 100, 1,000. All right, so for 74 out of 100, how would we write this as a decimal? Someone else said you guys. Yeah. 0.74. 0.74? All right. Okay. And then what about for number 2? Anybody else besides these two up here?
Zion, go ahead and answer her question.
How would we get
Pay
7
attention.
out of 20? How would you get the denominator to be 100? 0.7? You have to multiply your denominators by something to get to 100. What's 20? Yes, 5. All right. So if you take the denominator times 5, you have to take the numerator times 5, which would be what over 100? 35. And what percent? Or what decimal would this be?
3,500.
Yep. 0.35.
You don't have to put the 0, do you?
It's best if you do. That way you don't get confused and think it's just 35. You're making it as a decimal.
Or you could just put .35.
She's like,
Again, you don't want to confuse yourself, so you should always put the 0.
Because you're gonna have whole numbers here soon.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
I know what 3 is.
Number 3. All right. How would I do number 3?
How do you, the reason why you would do number 3 is you bring
The rows.
that 4 over equals, you put 4 over,
What would my whole number be?
the whole number would be 5.
5. My whole number is just 5. My fraction is 3/4. All right.
I know.
So how do you get 3/4? What would 3/4 be on the decimal? Think of it as quarters.
75.
75? Yep. So 3/4 equals 0.75. So if I combine these, what would I get?
5 1 75 5 1.
One. No TH.
So 5.75, right?
Yeah.
Your 5 becomes a whole number. All right. Am I good to erase this?
Yes,
Yes.
All right. And then for A, B, and C, you guys can try these on your own.
Make sure you're showing work. B and C definitely needs work. 1, not so much. I'll let you get away with it, but B and C need work. You need to be multiplying.
25 times 1 equals 2. Alright, let's go over this real quick. So, 3 tenths, how would we write that as a decimal?
What?
3 tenths. 3 over 10. 3 tenths. How would we write that? Yeah. Yep. 0.3. For B, 3 over 25. What about for that? For what? A. Why would it be 30?
Because you want to plug in by 10.
But you don't have to, because remember, you have a 10 spot, a 100 spot, and a 1,000 spot.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
When you do B, you bring that 25, percentage that over to 100, and then you would times 25, 100 to get the answer, to get your answer right.
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
you'll,
so 25 times what equals 100?
and then you'll do 4
Yeah.
times 4.
4. Alright, so 25 times 4 equals 100.
You have to do the numerator.
Yep, you have to do the numerator. 3 times 4 equals what?
12.
12. Alright, what would that be as a decimal?
It'll be 0.12.
0.12. Yes. 12. Alright, so how would we do C? We did it just like how we did number 3. Yes. Yeah.
The negative 6 would be by itself, but you would do a half. You already know that's half of 100, which would be 50.
Yep.
So it would be 50 behind it.
Or just 0.5. Because you
Yeah.
can just change it to a 10. Because 1 times 5 equals 5, 2 times 5 equals 10. Nope.
It's 50, but
You don't need to do a 0.
The 0 doesn't matter.
But if I didn't put a 0, would it be wrong?
It would be right.
Would you count it wrong?
I wouldn't count it wrong, I would just X it out for you, but it's not right, okay?
Alright. So negative 6.5. Keep the whole number of negative 6, replace it with 0. And then 1/2 is 0.5. So negative 6.5. Your homework
Homework,
is
homework. You have homework. Don't go anywhere, she has not dismissed you, sit down.
alright. Your homework is number 1, 2, and 5.
That's all?
That's all.
Page
120.
267.
Yeah.
267.
You will have the rest of them for homework tomorrow, but this is as far as we got. I thought we'd get farther today, okay?
Thank you.
Push your chairs in. There's lip gloss on the ground. And go quietly to lunch so that I can make sure I take you for recess. Oh, we're getting, whoa.